Let's now see what happens if we were to adjust where the constraint was coming from, which would be the existing road centerline, and see how we can then manage the constraint. So close down the vertical grading editor. We're going to open up the vertical grading editor for our existing road. And I'm going to make it full screen. Now this is our existing road, and what we should be seeing is the centerline level of our design matching onto the existing surface. So I'm going to right click, generate a cross section. Just going to move the VG screen off to one side. You can see where I've generated that cross section, we actually have the -5%. What we're going to do is, using Auto Profile, get the software to match the profile onto the existing surface. So we're going to click on Auto Profile. There is a tool called Match to Existing, which will allow us to match our design to any surface. And we're going to say from 0 to 100,000, match to, and we're going to choose the pasted surface. You may remember when we used the grid editor for our first grading string, we were able to match the design onto the sampled surface. Well, this sort of does something similar, but what it allows us to do is to help refine this matching with a design. We can then ask the software to apply the same fitting that we just applied for the design constraint. So we're going to click on Use Fitting. We're going to put a cut factor of 0.1, a fill factor of 0.1, then a minimum vertical curve length, and we're going to say in here about 20. You can also add an elevational adjustment, so if you wanted the software to match onto the surface, then add or remove a certain amount, we could do that. We're going to click OK, then apply and exit. So the software will have done its best there to change and match onto the pasted surface. Let's now see the implications of that on our profile string. So let's close down the vertical grading editor, close down the cross-section window, and open up the vertical grading editor again for our profile string. So clearly, because we've just made that adjustment, the PVIs of the profile string are no longer matching up to the -2 and -5% constraints. So all we do is go back to Auto Profile. When we click Apply and Exit, we're actually telling the software to re-reference the constraints and tidy up with the fitting. So we're going to click on Apply and Exit. And you can see we're now matching back to the -2% for the first 500 feet, and then to the -5% for the remainder of the design.